Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. It's me, Vinod, recording remotely from Bangalore, and Dana is in the studio. I hope you had a wonderful week. Those of you who celebrated Holi, I hope you managed to have a wonderful Holi too. And you're working very hard to scrub all that color off your hair and off your skin. And probably throw away those clothes you were wearing yesterday while playing. While talking about throwing away the clothes, Dana has some interesting,
Hmm.
insight about IndusInd, which I thought we could pick apart here and talk and maybe give you some opportunity if there are, or at least give you some information. Yes, Dana, what is it?
Sir, in IndusInd Bank, there are lots of issues like that was going on, and the stock price is also 27% correction, and then another day it was bounced back. Okay, so and then I
Mm,
find out 10 articles, sir, about
mm,
IndusInd Bank, Business
mm,
Standard and Mint. I take the 10 articles and then I separated into a green flags and red flags of the company. Mainly in the red flags. What's your opinion on that? I need to understand,
mm,
sir, because
mm.
many of them are asking like, this is a next X bank. This is a next X bank. Are you sure that because of the promoter's integrity, where will be the promoter integrity? There will be a fraud scam. It was noted by the RBI. Where will be the promoter integrity? Like that. So first, red
Mm.
flags. That account discrepancies. I don't
Correct.
pronounce
No, 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 it's correct.
correctly.
Don't have to correct me. You
Hmm.
said it correctly.
Okay, sir. The bank flagged 1,530 crores for as a foreign derivative portfolios. Like it will be
Mm,
a internal and external method of hedging the currency value. So if they are combining, the accounting will be not correct. So that is the account discrepancy. That was one issue. And then RBI new norms also appeared in the 2024. Many of the banks are accepted and then followed the guidelines in the June 2024. But the IndusInd Bank only extended the time to the November 2024. It was mentioned in the article. And the second point was the stock price correction. 27% in a single day correction is a worst case. And then if you are taking a year, 57% of the overall correction has been happened. Since 2022, the stock price was corrected 40% down. Since the Sensex, it was rapidly against that. Sensex was up by 30%. So the Sensex overall market was up by 30%. IndusInd only down by 40%. If one was investing in 2 years before, he was same amount of returns he will be getting in the 2 years. So this is also
mm,
in the red flags. And the third point was trust deficit among the investors. And then the analysts, like in the Mint article, in the every article we know the analyst was giving the grades like downgrade or upgrade, sell rating, buy rating. Many of the analysts are giving the sell rating like Kotak, ICICI. If you are taking the firms, that firms are giving the sell rating, and then the many capital investments also giving the sell rating. And then in Kotak Securities clearly mentioned that it may take some time to rebuild the trust and make the stock investable again in a particular stock. It was like a quote. It was mentioned by the IndusInd. And then the fourth red flag, CFO resignation and the CEO shorter tenure. So CFO also resigned before the December quarters, and the CEO extension for the only 1 year just. But instead of that, the recommendation by the team board of management of the IndusInd Bank giving 3 years, but the RBI only approved for the 1 year. So it was also a one red flag. Why the RBI was doing like that? If they are giving the 3 years of plan, they can give the permission. Why the 1 year only plan? And the promoter stake also pledged in the companies. 51% of the promoter stake pledged to the two firms, mainly two firms. That shares were pledged to Barclays Bank and Deutsche Bank. So they are promoting, they are pledged the stock. Then there is no promoter holding in that. Like that also happened. And the last red flag was most banks are compiled that 2024 norms. New norms were taken away in that 2024. Every bank was kept there, but IndusInd Bank only delayed it to the November. So this all are the red flags. But I noted down the green flags also. That green flags, profitability maintenance despite the losses. First point, CEO assured that okay, we are disruption was happened, but we will remain profitable in the Q4 financial year 2025. The CEO was assured. And second point, strong capital accuracy ratio we are having. The bank capital accuracy ratio remains above 15%, will the above RBI requirement. So for the RBI requirement, they are being above the level. And the promoter ready to inject capital. If the Hinduja group waiting for the RBI approval to increase the stake from 15% to 26%, they have promised to infuse the capital if it needed. So promoter also very clear about we will be infuse the capital if it required. And the fourth one was appointed a external auditor for the transparency. Okay, all the news are being red flags. Everyone was giving like that. Okay, we will appoint a new new one from the external, not in our team. So you will know the trust of us. So for that, they also done, sir. And then promoter group, Hinduja group are claimed there is no fraud involved in that. This was just a accounting error. There will be no fraud. It was promised by the promoter group. So that's all are the green flags, sir. So this side also I mentioned. This side also mentioned. But the viewers, they have been confused in the red flags, not on the green flags. So what's your opinion on that, sir? Basically on the Hinduja
Well,
group.
funnily enough, yesterday's video, not yesterday, I think Thursday's video was about this. So Thursday's video was about this, where I said, enjoy Friday, the market is closed. You guys have a long weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Take this time to learn between what is signal and what is noise. And it's always very easy to look back and say, what went wrong with the Yes Bank today? When Yes Bank was collapsing, when all that was going on, you had equal number of people doing what you're doing, saying the bank will be fine, RBI will take care. Then people saying, no, the bank is going kaput and we're all going to lose money. So I can understand both that kind of drums are being played now. So you as an investor have to read like what you're doing and try and understand what is news and what is not news. First of all, in the case of Yes Bank, most of the loans which were given, which were high risk loans, were all corporate loans. They were given to all the friends of the founder. I don't want to mention names, right? But those of you who are really interested in history can Google and find out what Yes Bank was doing. In the case of IndusInd Bank, this is not some corporate loan given to some friends of theirs. This is very different. Yes, RBI and IndusInd for the last few years have not been the best of friends. They've been having a very tough relationship because RBI has tightened certain rules and IndusInd saying, why should we follow the rules like this? Why can't we do like that? This is very normal in all relationships between agencies which are enforcing rules and the companies which are trying to make money. This happens in the US with the EPA, with the Indian pharma sector, the FDA. So this kind of bruising between the regulatory authorities and the organization is normal. It's nothing to worry about. And as far as this incident is concerned, this incident mainly came to light. It's been accumulated loss over 4, 5 years, where they were hedging for currency. The Indian rupee fluctuates. So banks like IndusInd, which are international banks with international clients, to try and play in the derivative markets, which is like a future options, to make sure they are in the winning side when the currency moves. Some mistake has been made, or probably poorly made decisions by someone in the organization, which is being investigated, which will all come. There'll be a published report once it's done, and we can all discuss it and look at it. The point is, main reason why the stock has taken a beating is, in the short term, the promoters of IndusInd is what is we're talking about? The derivatives. So banks take these hedges in the market to protect themselves against currency fluctuations, which is normal. All banks do, even HDFC and ICICI does. So someone has made a mistake, and we'll get to know more about it when the investigation comes through. And like I said, the analysts have beaten this because they feel the future earnings of the bank are affected. And also, you never know, they say. But I don't think it's because of you never know. I think it's morely because earnings are going to be affected by IndusInd Bank. And with the microfinance sector the way it is, and it's going to take a few more quarters, maybe a year, for this microfinance to settle down. All this is going to weigh down on IndusInd's earnings. So they've decided to say, right now, we'll sell it off and we'll look at it later. Now, as far as the other thing is concerning is Hindujas. The Hinduja family is an old family. It's a very large family. They own Ashok Leyland also. They own many companies. And in that whole empire, IndusInd is one small part. It's not the only thing. Okay. And they've said they have very strong desire to infuse a lot more money into IndusInd as RBI gives permission. Even Reliance Capital they've bought to bring it into IndusInd to improve IndusInd's portfolio of products. So they're showing intent that they're putting their own skin in the game. Now you have to take a call. Do you trust Hinduja? Do you like Hinduja? Or no, you think Hindujas are not trustable? That is something you have to decide. I can't decide that for you, right? Are they the same as Tatas? No, they're not the same as Tatas. There are only one Tatas. And I'm sorry, not every promoter is a Tata promoter, where you can just blindly follow whatever you feel like it. So you have to take a call on this. What am I personally doing? I have not seen anything which is scaring me because I'm willing to take on the risk. What is the risk? Yes, the more news can come, some terrible
Okay.
news.
Mm-hmm.
But looking at their history and the growth which Hindustan's had, I don't see there to be any bigger problem coming out of this. I feel the journalists and the market newsmakers are looking for some news to write. So this they've caught on to and they're milking this much as they can. Like you and me. We're doing a podcast on this. There's really nothing to talk about here. We've
Correct, sir.
spoken this many times,
Mm.
but we're still doing it because we're like, okay, this will make an audience come and watch. Yeah, I know you don't like me calling it like that, but it's true. That is,
Mm.
Rupesh, all of you spend time thinking, what will the audience like? What will they
Correct.
like to come and watch?
Mm.
I don't do that.
Mm.
And that gets me into a lot of trouble with a lot of people. They're like, what? You're not talking about this. You're not talking about that.
Mm.
I talk about things I find interesting. Thankfully for the audience, you're part of this show. So you take the conversation where they want it to go. So I understand. So I would say the way you're researching is the exact same way everybody should research about every single company before they invest, not only IndusInd. You should dive into companies and news just the way you do. If you have a company in your portfolio, you should definitely read the news about the company the way you did. For that, applaud you. And I say, great, good job, Dana. So do this, continue doing this. Of course, the difficult part is what you said. You did the red flags, green flags. Now you're asking me what is really bad, what is okay, really good.
Correct, sir.
That is,
I have some
but
questions, sir. Because
ask.
I find out clearly, green flag I find out, red flag also I find out. But I have some questions and then many queries about that. What I need to take a call on that. What will be the future? But it was a student mentor like conversation, sir. I have separated two things, but I
Correct. I
confusing
agree.
about
But this is the best way to learn. What you're doing is the best way to learn, which is talk to people. He doesn't even have to be student mentor. You find out this in news, and then you find out someone who's also investing like you, who's your friend. So you talk to them, or you talk to someone who's in finance. One of your friends will be working in the bank. You say, hey, Machan, what is this bank, man? Why do they do this derivatives? Do all banks do it? So then you get to talk and understand it. The way to dispel fear is with information. The more knowledge you have, the less scared you'll be. The reason why you get scared is because you don't understand. The more you understand, less scared you'll be. Of course, you may come at the end and say, this is not a decision I want to invest in, You may come back to a decision saying, no, I don't want to take on the risk. If it becomes like Yes Bank, I don't want to lose my 5,000 rupees. This is I worked very hard for. I'd rather keep it safe, which is a fair call. Nothing wrong in that.
Okay, sir. The last question, sir. Last question. Many of them are having the FD accounts in the sense because you have two risky question and then two silly questions also. But viewers
No, it's
are
not a silly
afraid
question.
about that.
It's a normal question. A lot of
Normal
people have
question.
their salary accounts in IndusInd.
Correct, sir.
Is there any problem in IndusInd? No. You don't
If
need
they
to
are
close your FD. You don't
if
need
they
to
have
close
the
your bank
FD
account.
of 10 lakh or 50 lakh in the FD in the IndusInd Bank,
I
we are
understand.
sharing.
I do not have any money in IndusInd like that, but I do not see any reason to worry about IndusInd like that. But you're feeling scared. I can understand. It's your hard-earned money. You've saved it with great difficulty, and you've put in FD. Last thing you want is losing it or it getting stuck. If you're feeling very nervous, okay, move it out. But where is the guarantee in anything? I do not know. Other than keeping the money under your blanket. Anything can happen anywhere. So
Okay.
you have to take a call. Best
Okay,
thing
sir.
is to wait and watch to see what happens. There's
Okay,
nothing
sir.
wrong with the bank.
Okay, if your new investor comes into the play, like on our different coffee range of investing in the year, so there are lots of option in the banking sector in our list. Like we have 5 of stocks. So right now, IndusInd facing the lots of trouble. Apart from the 4 banking stock like IDFC and then TMB, we have and then South Indian Bank. IndusInd also in the part of the list. So we have the 4 or 5 of the stocks in the list, but IndusInd are facing the lots of trouble. If you are a new
Yes.
investor.
If you're
For
a
the
new
new
investor,
investors, IndusInd will
if
be
you're a
a
new
call.
investor, first time you're looking at the market, you heard about the stock correction and you saw the video, and now I'll say don't buy. Not because anything wrong with IndusInd. Everything will be wrong with you because you do not know anything about it. You will get scared because IndusInd can go to 500 and even go to 300. I don't know. Can. Maybe it will go to 1,000. A lot of people trolling people in our group on YouTube, especially saying, ha ha ha, you guys are buying different coffee range. You've been buying IndusInd. from last year, you must be in a lot of pain. You guys look like idiots buying IndusInd for so long. Yeah, people troll you. The same people will disappear when IndusInd goes to 1,500. Where we don't go around telling everybody, ha ha ha. I bought it for 600. Now it's 1,500. Ha ha ha. We don't do that. That's not in our nature. But people tend to do that. So if you're a new investor, it can be very, very scary, and it's going to be very emotional to do this. I would suggest you stick to stocks which are more stable and which are growing slower. So you get used to it and start with very small ranges, because someone in your generation, even now, 600 rupees is a lot of money. Okay. Because your budget itself is probably 2,000 rupees for the entire month. So 1/4 of your month budget you put into IndusInd, you might feel very scared. So I would suggest you break it into smaller pieces. And if you are looking at finance and banking sector, if you're absolutely brand new, I would say look at IDFC, look at a South Indian bank. Start small, depending on how much you're willing to take risk. Understand what is happening, read the news, then invest. Of
And
course,
then
if
take the
you're
risk.
working, if you're working in the banking sector and you are, you know everything about IndusInd and you're new to investing only, of course you can take any call you want. But like I said in Thursday's video, end of the day, all decisions lie on you, because it's your money. So you can listen to anybody and invest, but end of the day, when you make a profit or loss, it's on you. So realize that, and no one's going to come and save you when you get into trouble. And definitely don't get overexcited, like I tell a lot of people, and go put in everything in IndusInd right now. A lot of people want to, sell my loss at Natco. I'm making, I bought Natco 1,000, but that has become 700, and I've lost a lot of money. I'll sell Natco, IndusInd, I'll put everything in IndusInd because I know IndusInd will not correct all this kind of nonsense. Please stop the noise, right? Like I say, when you finish buying a stock, you should forget about it. You're investing in that business. So stop looking at the price all the time. Like my average price in my portfolio for IndusInd is over 1,000 rupees. So what? I don't care about it.
Same for me also, sir.
I know it sounds crazy. And there'll be a lot of people who'll troll me for it and troll you for it and call us idiots for doing this like this. That's okay. Everybody in the audience is always commenting. So you can imagine how Dhoni feels when he's in the center. CSK season's going to start now. Right? They went to Fisherman's Cove and they had some fun there, which was all over social media. So he's the guy who has to bat. Every single guy sitting in the stadium will pass comments. People will pass comments. Don't bother about that. Okay. Anyway, I hope you had a wonderful Saturday morning, and you're looking forward to your Saturday evening as you get into your revelries and enjoy. I'm still in Bangalore, though I don't do too much revelries in my age now. But I do hope you guys are safe in whatever you decide to do. And I'll see you tomorrow, bright and early, as you're recovering from your revelries. Me and Dana will come and try and cajole your mind into thinking something about investing and probably help you cross that barrier through your headaches. Right, Dana?
Correct, sir.
Okay. Bye. See you tomorrow then.
Bye.